December 18, 2022. Marcus Giavanni here. The 2023 end of Kelly at brough YouTube handles. When you understand the basics of artificial intelligence and the way all voices are indexed and pattern matched to what they say, where they go, what they do, and any conversation they're in, where it's a contest or an event where the person who's talking, uh, there's only one winner, or all the people that are talking, there's all one winner. Well, I knew this years ago. See, this is where Kelly has to understand not all education is for everybody. And when you look down at Kelly's story, it's pretty predictable. But there it is right there. A mayor that will change the world. I own that. Kelly Brough, former CEO, Denver Metro Chamber. Former. That's what she is. Former Metropolitan State University chief strategy officer that they all conspired to use a state college to fund and to push a candidate for office. I sent them all an email. See, this is what I'm telling you, folks. Is this the freshman team? These aren't even 8th graders, man. In the world of international fucking artificial intelligence and content grouping based off of node connections, contacts in emails, contacts on cell phones, all your emails you send, all the texts you send, all the videos you post, and those videos, oh gosh. It's those videos that have your identifiable voice that's talking about all the things that Kelly can do and jump over mountains and Kelly saw the power of education transform her own life and work nights and weekends to put herself through college. This gave her passion that has been able to manipulate that red lip to things that normally she wouldn't have got because she brings up stories. She's a storyteller. That's all she is. That's all Denver is storytellers. Being ran by a Democratic Party for 60 years because of Dottie Lamb. Matt, Matt, Matt. Dick says, get off that lamb. If you only see what I see, baby. The next one, Kelly Brough for mayor. Believe in the promise of Denver. Let's build a better future together. We'll bring solutions informed by personal experience of me driving a snowplow and putting on red lipsticks and flirting with all the guys where their wives get jealous, and then I have to walk up to them and say, oh, I love you too, baby. Ooh, ooh. There's the red lips. Red, 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 you're bad, red. Look at this. That is not attractive at all. She's laughing at everybody because she made... Someone said, Kelly, is it true you made $474,000 a year at the Denver Chamber of Commerce and your only experience was that you ran the Hickenloopers, the decay mayor that's been identified and verified as a decay mayor? That conversation hasn't caught up because Denver and Hickenlooper and them are all 12 years behind time, and what they do know, or what they will confess to know, artificial intelligence knows exactly. And there's Kelly. I mean, how many different looks do you need, and who cut your hair, girl? You have the worst hair in the entire world, and you can't blame anybody but that except your hairstyle. My hair is prettier than yours. And I'm a dude. Dude looks like a lady. Potential gearing up. So let's go back here. Kelly saw the power of education transform her life. Well, guess what, Kelly? I'm in the real world, girl. My dad was in the Air Force, all right? My grandma died. My aunties died. One tragic. My stories of childhood stories will far exceed your childhood stories because you live in a la la land and you've been able to bullshit your way and have a couple happenstances that happen in your life, you've been able to take control of it. And anybody that uses their parents or a relative that passed away as a crutch or a brick to lay a path, it's the wrong bricks to use. It's like collecting money when someone died and then bragging about it. They're out there, folks. My pop died. He had millions of dollars in life insurance and other assets. I only got his picture. That's all I wanted. A few pictures. When he was a young cat in his high school college thing, he was so handsome. My dad was the perfect white boy, man. Perfect white boy. If I someone said, "How about this? Let me take it up from the racism," because this is what people say when I used to introduce your dad's white. Oh, that's why you act white. That was in second grade, folks, and it went on all every time my dad showed up at school. And he was huge. He was a boxer. He was Italian. He was handsome, and his look crushed every woman that met him. And then when he shook their hand, every single woman always said, "God, you got big hands." Yeah, thanks, Dad. But he battled for me, folks, because I had ADHD chronic. I got spanked all the way up to eighth grade. When I say spanked, it was an every other day, if not multiple days in a row. And I just couldn't tell my dad because I was getting in trouble for the same thing. Wouldn't sit still. Run around the class, disrupts the class, telling jokes, acting like a clown. Spends more time telling jokes than he does learning. Says he can't read books. He says the letters look like they're jumboed. And none of these white people ever fucking knew what was wrong with me. And my dad kept going and kept going. He got these readers and he started making me take these machines where you stick your book in it and it keeps you aligned with one sentence at a time. And then as you get going with one sentence, then it opens it up to two sentences. As it gets to two, you want to know how hateful children are? And children can fool adults better than anybody in the fucking world. Why? Because they're a child. There's more false accusations going on with children than anything and on anybody in the entire world. My daughter learned that. I've learned it. And it's something that we all don't want to talk about because that's what keeps everybody in business. There's no money in cures. Remember that. When have we cured anything? If you cure, let's just say you cure MS, and maybe it's not curable. But when the people keep pushing and pushing, they raise millions and millions of dollars, and then you see who they're hiring, and oh, they got another company. Oh, so where does the money go to the actual MS children or adults? Just like Kelly. Kelly, I don't have a high school diploma, so there goes your education, Kelly. Because I don't need a piece of paper, especially when the white folk kicked me out and used this spick as a Puerto Rican reject against the bully that terrorized our 4,000 student body. And they were all worried that he was going to come back and kill them. So they kicked me out. Yep, that guy beat up my little brother, man. And they kicked me out. And I was warned to let him be. So I was warned to let him be the bully he was. Jim Johansson. Go look him up. Go out. Go ask him. It's in my book. I wrote a book on racial profiling, the real true life stories of how children are growing up that are white back in the day. But this is forward days. And see, what Kelly's doing is when she talks and sends out all these pictures of herself, that's fucking narcissism, man. You won't see that in any of my shit. Unless I'm singing or I'm doing, then it warrants that. But I'm not going to do cheese whiz pictures of her smiling like that. Like, what the fuck is that? That's an old woman that used to be sexy. Is no longer sexy anymore. Okay, I called it out. That's what some men told me. Yeah, man, she's a sexy woman. She's got charm and charisma. Well, you know what? That don't count anymore. Right now, it's all about the difference between being educated and having the authority to educate. And I'm not the authority to educate. There ain't a fucking thing Kelly Bro can do or say about me that hasn't already been said. But what she's saying is the things that I'm saying. I own FutureDenver.com. I started that conversation back in 2012, right after the elections, right after Karen Hubler and Karen Hubler, magistrate, was my attorney's ex. I've got documentation where she conspired. This ain't no allegedly. I've got the paperwork. And none of these people that are in the courtrooms even caught the lie, because it's not their job to catch lies. Well, you know what? When I'm mayor, I'm going to show the Denver judges a new way to use forensic digital evidence and use real-time voice indexing based off the people and what they're talking about, so that he can look on his monitor, on his throne, on his bench, and be able to tell who's lying based off of the evidence that they're presenting and the evidence that they're speaking about, based off what has been written. You have to Dewey Decibel all this stuff. Do you know why I hold the camera? It tells. I had a thing where it would just sit there and all that, and I have to move the camera. So when I look away or I'm reading something, I can do so. But what Kelly's learning now is that everything she's ever done, everything she's ever talked about, is now indexed. This has been going on for 3 years. Kelly just got on board, and I told a lot of people that are part of that whole node connection in the Democratic Party. Okay, I've had people on my radio show. They all know. They all know where I'm coming from, and they shut the door in my face. They said, "Fuck you, Spick." I've heard it before. They don't have to say it. I know. Fuck you, Puerto Rican. Fuck you, Puerto Rican. See, they don't know I'm really Puerto Rican. They think I'm a Mexican. Because everybody's a fucking Mexican. They don't know any. Yo, you speak Mexican? What the fuck does that mean? Do I speak Mexican? Do you speak getting fist in your mouth with my fist? Fuck, I'm real folks, folks. I'm 63 years old. I'll battle. I don't care if I get my ass whooped. I don't care. At 63 years old, I already called out. I'd like to do an MMA fight against Hickenlooper, Ian Tafoya, and Paul Lopez. Those 3 men against me. I'm 63 years old. You know what 63-year-olds look like. I'm out of shape. But I don't care. I'll get in shape. I'll let them 3 just beat my ass to raise money for the adults that are being abused in the city and county of Denver. Or other citizens of minority, especially Karen Hubler, who was the attorney for my ex, who managed, after the last 2000 elections, when I sued Stephanie O'Malley, they're all coming after me, and they were going to use Kelly. They were going to use, she's next, but they're going to use Karen Hubler, the queen of dog shit at the failed Denver University of Denver. Because when you look at the node connections that these people think they're going to be fooling everybody in this next election, and it's all going to go on Paul Lopez, and I guarantee you, Paul Lopez, you do anything in there, we already know. We've got it already set up, you fucking fool. I hope you go to jail, you stupid fuck. And this is where we're going, because now judges who are independent, not only in Colorado, but outside Colorado, are starting to, well, their IT people are starting the conversation, and that's how it all begins, folks. Because the IT people know that artificial intelligence is far beyond their comprehensive and its ability to destroy them. If they are in any way delivering a fucking email for somebody and not reading what was in it. It's like driving a car and it's got drugs in it, and you get pulled over and you get popped for the drugs. Never happened to me, but I'm just saying. That's what happens. It's in your possession. Well, now it's moved to digital. All this stuff's in Kelly's possession, and she can't fucking do nothing. She's gonna get choked out, man. Hey, Kelly, do you make $447,000 retirement for Denver Metro? And even if you don't, you're still a slime bag. We know that you were working with the Metropolitan State University. You know that they came and made up a job for you. And now they had to keep the job going, and they put James Mejia, little man syndrome. Oh, but he's a long country runner or something. I'll fight him too, man. Put him in the ring with those four boys. So we'd have Hickenlooper. We'd have no. He's too old, and I like John. I actually do like John. Is another guy that's genuine. The thing about Denver is they pick genuine people and they don't look at anything else past that. And it's that genuineness that has caused Denver to be at where it is. City beautiful, that's just talking points. That fucking shit's been flushed down the toilet 60 years ago. That's why I'm here, folks. It's got nothing to do about Kelly being educated to be able to go and put red lipstick on and be a flirt and use all the things in her life for her, and then be able to cancel out anybody. You can't cancel me. I've been canceled back in I was canceled in 1992, and they knew it. And I swore, man, on those nights when I lost my two daughters, my twin daughters, I wrote a book called Nelson versus the United States of America. My enemies came, and I have enemies, folks. That line is around the fucking block. But I have more people that love me that defend those enemies. And those enemies are just people that I've had in my life that was able to naivete my ass, confusing me with when people need something, they call me. When they want something, they call the other person. And for some reason, I happen to get into relationships. I think I'm so smart where I can recognize everything. I do now, but back in the day. Now I just slam. I don't bother getting in any type of mind relationship, because girls want to have sex with me whether I was fucking young or whether I'm old. And the first time I ever had sex was in my high school, with my very first girlfriend, man. And she was able to understand me, and she'd always look up books and try to diagnose what was wrong with me in regards to why I couldn't sit still. We already know. My dad told me a few days before he died. And he was in Air Force. He was the baddest white man around, man. And Kelly could argue, well, he's not like he's your real dad. I heard that argument my whole life, Kelly. So move on to the next one. The point is, Kelly, is you're outdated, you're overrated, and artificial intelligence has got your number for 2023. And all your people and all your node connections, they're all going to be indexed, and you're all going to head to the dark web, because you have no experience to come and join me in my metaverse. And so therefore I'm going to ban you from the metaverse, Kelly. You're banned. And the more you talk, the more you guys have parties, the more that all you people get together with your cell phones. I need you coming out of the closet, Kelly. Glory be to God. Come out of the closet, Kelly. Bring all your friends, too. Let them all talk so you can all get your voices cross-talk indexed to all the other telephones for the final indexing that you all were at that specific spot based off GPS. And so, tower pings with OOP, baby. Object-oriented programming. I've already got the objects. I already did the programming. The orientation is going to come from all your people's mouths, because you see it right now. And that's sad. I own Future Denver. And here's one of the things you got to see. Westward, they're part of it. Potential candidates gearing up. Kelly Brough, now a chief strategy officer at Metropolitan State University. May 7. Brough has been rumored to be interested in the mayor. But rumored. See, these are the talking points. These are the negative keywords. This is what brings me up. I have people that told me that she's running ever since 2011. But she was waiting until after Hancock term. And then she didn't expect Leslie Herod, who wants to be the first lesbian black lady mayor, so that she can tell everybody she passed all these laws to help criminal reform when actually it's done the complete opposite. And I can show any judge that. And these are the artificial intelligence applications and programs that the that New York City voted out that employers couldn't use to build the perfect, because nobody would, a lot of people wouldn't get the jobs. But you need this type, because if I had a paint company, my paint company, and I could get 7 painters just like me, I'd have the perfect paint company. 7 guys or a girl. And now with where I'm at with my intelligence, I can now structure content in a way that will find those 7 painters based on the things I like, the hours I like to work, the food I like to eat, the food I can't drink. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not a druggie. I smoke weed. I drink. I drink to drink, not to get drunk. I don't get drunk. I never lose my ability to function. I've learned to do that the way I looked when I was little. If you could see what I looked like when I was little, people, when I say little, I'm talking about over 18. Okay? When I talk about young, I talk about being 18. Childhood shit has no bearing on what I'm doing because I was a child. And Kelly likes to bring up these childhood fucking fantasies to whimsical people and hide the fact that she really can't do what she's claiming she can do. Even though I thought maybe if I got in the business end, I could run a good institution. Oh, so what businesses did you own, Kelly? None. Ugh. Kelly Bro, June 2nd, leaving Denver Metro Chamber. After leading the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce for a dozen years, at $474,000 a year, she made more money than Barack Obama. Get the fuck out of here, Kelly. You red lip pig. You're a red lip pig. Come on, baby. Tell everybody that you're just a red lip pig trying to suck off something else that you ain't gonna get a part of. And if you are elected because of the city's already determined you as their candidate, this is how they do it. And I've been indexing their ways and means and the people involved that ain't that fucking big. Especially that dirty rat bastard, Paul Lopez, that stinky fuck. You stink, dude. I told you. People told me you stink. Take a fucking shower, bro. Weasel face. I don't like you at all because you lied to my face. You thought I was just some spick that you could fucking. You're the only Latino dude that ever lied to my face. You're the only Latino. And I told people I've never been fucked over by a Latino in my life. Ever. And I hung around some notorious motherfuckers. Way more notorious than you think you know. Oh, Paul, I don't like you at all, dude. And all those people that voted for you, you need to step down, bro, because you're gonna kill when they see it. See, you don't know now. I've been warning you, and all you gotta do is do hashtag Paul Lopez 5280 or at Paul Lopez 5280. So even though you think you might win and you might be able to pull the elections off, I wouldn't want to be you and your partners, because this time I got you. This time, there's no one's going to save you. Not even Joe Biden can come and save your asses. Because January 1, things change, man. YouTube ain't going to let TikTok come in and fuck up our shit. There's no way. There's no fucking way. So you're going to start seeing TikTok will not show up on YouTube shit. That's a cross-indexing we can't allow. And that's the whole thing. So when people try to mix it, it takes a minute, but it's going to get done. Because no one's going to fuck with YouTube. Nobody. This is our shit. And so everybody else, you want to go develop your shit and then go and try to advertise on YouTube, good luck with that. Because you'll be able to, whatever. We're open source, man. But Google, you want to go and tell everybody that Google is like Twitter? Holy fuck. You watch the newscast people, the hosts that are all seeing these people, they're the most fucked. It's been 3 years, but we're waiting for the third year because everything comes in threes. But they already know this. So anyway, when all these people the last 2 years been talking, and the good news is that they're not even going to know it happens. They're IT people and will, And they won't say anything because they're going to get fired. They're going to go, oh, yeah, well, you need to start listening to Giovanni because he's 100% fucking right. Oh, and I'm not going to jeopardize my digital career because artificial intelligence follows me just like it follows you. And we're instantly judged who we are. Instantly. And so the people in the mortal world that likes to spew the shit or safe to tell or glorify those that come out of the closet and tell woe stories that never fucking happen. A lot of these stories, folks, that are coming out against these people are all bloviated stories of destruction. And those that author those type of fucking storylines on the IoT, you head to the dark web. Do you want to know how I know this? Mayor Hancock, 11 city council district garbage pail bags, carpetbagger, piece of shit, especially the one in the wheelchair, man. Remember our conversation that you had? Remember what you told me? Because you thought I was just some dumb spick that wouldn't amount to anything. So, but you confessed your sin to me like everybody does. Even, I'll tell you this one. Anyways, he says, well, I'm not worried about it, G. I know how to work this chair. I said, excuse me? I know how to work the chair, man. I get people to do shit just because I'm in this chair. Yeah, I know, fucker. So when there's a fucking fire, we'll see who's helping you get out of the fucking building, dude. I don't want to be mean, but that's just the stuff that is in the conversation of people that are around you. People already know the conversations around me. You can Google search it and it don't hide. And I'm waiting to battle those media hosts that want to come in and talk shit about my life. Because I will fucking wrap you in the digital world and it's all legal. You will not have a career when it's over. I will spend my crew because now I'll be able to walk away from a lot of things that I've been indexing that I don't have to do anymore. And now I don't even have to do most of it. But I like everyone thinking it's me because it is me because it's under my brand. And even when I'm gone, I've already got my brand sold to somebody else. That's the beautiful thing. But I ain't taking no money. I ain't taking nothing until I know what happens as mayor. And when the new citizens that are 18, 28, 38, 10 years ago were 8, 28, or 8, 18, and 28, you are the children that go to war. When I was a little boy, in 1967, I was selling candy. I was I ran candy crews. We sold candy in Scottsdale. Every prominent neighborhood we owned. Those were my crews, man. And I hired big boys, big black boys, big Latino boys, and little boys, Latino guys, and little boys that were my age to sell candy. And I'd hire the older ones to watch over us. And now when I talk little boy, that's when I'm talking childhood stuff. Because I'm a little boy at 17. I'm a teenager. I might want to regroup that. But for right now, in order for me to guide artificial intelligence inside the virtual machines that have been taught learning capabilities to look for type of content that knows the authority. And so when Kelly talks that she saw how power of education transformed her own life by working nights and weekends and put herself through college and get into big debt and all this shit, when I was expelled from high school for beating up a bully that terrorized the teachers, but it was okay. I sacrificed myself to end that rhetoric against my friends and the people in the wheelchairs and the big glasses that he'd rip off and throw them up on top of the roof in the student corridor, or take their crutches and bend them. Because when I fought that guy at the Canal Bank, Ronald McDonald, there were 2,500. Half my school was there, and some said that the entire school was there. So I don't know. I heard 2,500. I just saw a massive amount of people, and it looked more like 2,500 people to me. And I do convention set up. I do this. That's what I got trained at Hyatt Regency. That's how I learned to do all all my nightclubs and all that was that my first 2 years is in convention set up at the Compass in downtown Phoenix. And Sundays, I worked every Sunday because we had brunch there. And the managers always said, you know, Giovanni, you work so hard. You, I just wish I had 7 more guys like you. Pick whatever you want and take home, man. Take as many doggy bags you want. I was taking home prime rib, all the stuff at the Compass on their Sunday brunches, lobster, and I'd eat like a king all week. And then what happened is one of the managers got jealous because I told one of the supervising Romer GMs for Hyatt Regency why something happened. And no one told me not to say nothing. Matter of fact, I didn't know who the guy was. And yes, I talk. That's what I do. You ain't getting me in fucking trouble, motherfuckers. You got to give me a chance. If you're going to do something to get me in trouble, you got to tell me what trouble we're in. But if you're going to try to keep it from me, I'm gonna destroy you, man. I'll snitch you off quicker than a fucking slick on a slick. But, you know, my friends I've never turned in. And I've had friends do some pretty fucking vile shit, man. I just walk away. I don't know if they did it or didn't do it. I just know they talked about it. As soon as you talk about something, I'm out. And I Garbo S, folks. You know who Greta Garbo is? Might be a little older for you people, but she walked away. It's called Garbo S. You don't see what she looks like when she was old. There's like everybody's trying to find it. And that's what I'm going to do. When I'm 65, I'm going to Garbo S. I'm going to sell all the SPAC development companies that I saw that needed to be built back in 2011 to protect the future of Denver. That's where Future Denver came in. And now Kelly Bro talks about the promise of Denver. The promise of Denver is Robert W. Speer and the Speer Amendment. But see, don't know this. Let's build a better future together. I've been saying that for fucking years, man. So what happened since 2011? So here's what happens. Kelly just got into the race. Kelly's indexed as a person that is wishy-washy. Kelly's a person that's been indexed as being part of a chief management under a decay mayor, now verified, with $100 million deficits plus. So when Hickenlooper got bounced to being governor because they can continue the lies and the bullshit, and nobody called him off. All the identifiers of the news that we already identified. I mean, Westword, Twitter, U.S. Denver EDU, Denver Post, leaving Denver. See, what they don't understand that on July 21st, a memo went out that told everybody that she was canned, not in that way, but she was fired. Because I sent out those emails that had the information that she was part of the crew making a decision to build up a new job, chief strategy officer on her resume. Oh, and the Denver, it's all fucking, it's all simulation, and she's about to get fucked by the digital Hancock. Tell us how it feels, Kelly. Good luck with them red lips, you heard me? God bless you. I'm going to show you the future and present of artificial intelligence, you dumb troll. Democracy slut. Oh, let me rephrase that. We're working on a video game called Democracy Sluts. It's banned in 38 countries now. It will be the most violent fucking video. It'll probably be banned in the United States, but you know what? I don't care. Because I can still play it with myself. And that's good enough for me. Now, you nasty folks out there, I know what you're thinking. Don't. Artificial intelligence doesn't think nasty. It doesn't think like a human at all. It brings no human intelligence as far as its emotions and habits to the table. It has no. It's all yes, no. It's all binary. And binary is really much deeper than what most people who have been taught the last 20 years what binary means. And when you look at the full binary code of things, there's a lot more than just numbers in it. And now it's all activated by Kelly Bro's voice and hard node connections and everything they do everywhere they go. All their parties, they cannot stop talking. And this is what 18, 28, and 38-year-olds know. Because now those people back that 10 years ago, they're all now 28, 38, and 48 years old. And those 48 years old, you don't know if you're going to make it to my age, 63. And I paid my dues to get here, but I don't need no pat on the back. I don't need to have pictures of me where it's all me saying cheese. Look at this right here is like if the HR department for Denver Metropolitan State University called me and wanted me to do some whoop-de-woo for this girl, I'm doing it. And they're going to see that it's all about Kelly. Kelly and her red lips that's been greasing her fucking total bank accounts for many, 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 many years. The only hard labor she ever did, and that wasn't probably anything, is the snowplow guy. Because I know that all the snowplow guys were helping her and doing all this because she was a girl. Like we had a girl that was the only chick in automotive, man. And you should have seen all the dudes. And she was kind of a cutie. And all the boys, man, not me, because I knew the game. I ain't playing that game, man. You got to learn to turn this wrench yourself, because you ain't going to have all these boys around you when you get into the real world of mechanics. She ended up quitting, because I told her a few months later, because she was failing, and I tried to tell her, you know, you're in mechanics. It doesn't matter if you're a girl or not, man. Spinning a wrench doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. Can you spin the wrench? And so what you're seeing is that Kelly can't spin the wrench. She can only spin Kelly.